Wahala, 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 wahala day. Listen, guys, welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. It's the Chelsea Godfather reporting back to duty. Guys, let's do this real quickly. Based on news from Sky Sports, it says that Chelsea will not need to sell players this month to comply with Premier League PSR. And then it further says that Sky Sports understands Chelsea will need to make sales to keep in line with PSR for the 2024-2025 season, and the cutoff for that is next summer. But they are under no pressure whatsoever to sell this month. And guys, that's why you don't always take, like, you always have to take things with a grain of salt. I mean, I remember, what's that, Talk Sport, financial expert and so on and so forth. Broson, I believe is his last name, Stefan Broson, if your memory serves me right. The good folks at on Talk Sports Radio, they would have him on, and he'd be, he's an ex financial chap who used to work for Man City, and he all but swore that not only did Chelsea need to sell by June 30th, but that he, based on his calculation, Chelsea needed to sell and raise at least 100 million. 100 million. We have a 100 million gap, pound gap to comply with PSR. And I made video because only the actual truth is I normally don't pay too much attention to these types of news, but the doom and gloom was just too much, right? The fear mongering was simply too much for me to ignore, and so I mean somebody had to be the voice of reason out here, and so I quickly made a video to explain that based on my analysis of things, right? Just based on my analysis, just listening to the reasoning behind all of the fake news out there that said that Chelsea had to sell 100 million worth of players, that we had to sell all of our academy players in order to comply with PSR by June 30th this year. I concluded that it was basically, it's all but fake news. I mean, first of all, as I had mentioned, is that the simple fact that the only people that are privy to your financial records are the actual entity that prepares the financial records, right? The last time I checked, I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but the last time I checked, Chelsea FC is not a public company. In other words, they're not a publicly traded company, and what that means is that they're not under any obligation to release their financial reports on a quarterly basis. Perhaps on an annual basis they have to share it with the league, but their point being that they shared the financial report that would be relevant for to determine compliance with PSR. It only comes in handy, right, as of when you have to comply, right, as of June 30th. And so that what that means is that there's a lot of numbers, a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of, in terms of deals that are being made. Like, for instance, we sold what the hotels, sold the training ground. The Borsons of the world, they are not privy to the deals that are being made, and that's exactly the point I was trying to make. There's a lot of deals that are being made in terms of transactions that would otherwise help their club to comply. I mean, these are sharp people. These folks, the folks running, like, you may not be happy with some of the deals or some of the decisions that they've made, but in terms of business wise, they know a lot more than the so-called experts out there in the media, and that's why they've been running multi-billion-dollar entities prior to spending billions to buy Chelsea. They're not going to sit on their hands and just wait for Chelsea to just flop and come up short in PSR. I'm not saying that we're not ever gonna fall short. But what I'm saying is that these types of news for more for the most part are inaccurate, and is only for based on the understanding that when you're talking about an entity's business in the financial reports, these numbers are generally private because they're in internally generated numbers, and they're not going to share. They're not going to share their business transactions to with anybody or any entity unless they are compelled to do so. And so, therefore, hey, I like to say that I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. The bottom line is that you know, I'm not too worried about the whether it's PSR, FSR, FFP, PSP, whatever it is. Guys, I just threw that last one in. But my point is, listen up. Um, you know, that is the least of our worries, right? That, at least for me, because prior to making spending all this money, they have a good idea and understanding of where the final numbers are going to land. And so that's all I have in terms of that. Then, with regards to the update on Julian Alvarez, guys, I mean, it is what it is. As I mentioned in the last video, Julian Alvarez is ready to leave City, unless they can assure him a leading role at City. And I mean, that's just not going to happen when you have arguably the best striker in the league in terms of Elan, Haaland. You're just not going to bench Eli Haaland. The young man is a monster. And so, yeah, but he scores with his left, he scores with his right. He's powerful in the air. He scores PKs. He's actually good on the ball. He's all around, like he's not even a human being. It's almost like he's a robot. So, and I believe he might just be 22 years old or 23. I mean, he's very young. He's still young. So I don't. I mean, listen, crazy things have happened, but I think it all depends on what a package, right, that any club puts on the table for City to consider, based on the latest reports, I believe, released by Fabrizio Romano. He had mentioned that management from PSG has made contact with Alvarez's agent, and they've kind of talked. I guess probably just get an idea of where things lie for the time being. So that gives you an understanding that the door is open. Now, with regards to Chelsea, I mean, like, I guess we're just kind of because we need a striker, and Osimhen is basically the Osimhen door seems to be shut. That leaves us with really only two options right now. Sesko or Alvarez, and I don't know whether any offer for sure has been put on the table. We have been led to understand that Cisco's team is currently going over quote unquote proposals from three Premier League teams. Man U, obviously Arsenal, and then Chelsea. Plus, I believe I don't know whether it's a PSG. I think, but probably plus PSG as well. So no, sorry, not PSG. Plus, yeah, is it PSG? And then obviously the fifth option is for him to re-sign with Leipzig. So as of right now, we just kind of sitting tight. In terms of is it gonna be Sesko? Is it going? If there's any way that we're gonna jump into the Alvarez sweepstakes, or are we just going to just keep moving forward with Jackson and Kunku? Guys, that's all I have for today. Leave your comments below. Share this video. Like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Take care. God bless you all. Peace.